Dear friends and strangers, in this video series, we will explore the subject of the evil of categorization, in particular, when it comes to personal data management. Throughout these videos, I will provide a set of remedies for this issue. In this particular video, I will demonstrate 3 common cases concerning the inefficiency of folders. First, to start our discussion, let's go to unsplash.com. This is a great website for you to find free photos. If we scroll through those photos and we find anything particularly interesting, in this case, I find this photo interesting. Now, let's say we want to save this photo for future reference. How do we do that? One way to do it is to use bookmarks. We can right-click and add page. Give it the proper name, and we're ready to go. Let's keep browsing for a bit. This one looks interesting. Let's add it as well. If we keep doing that, it's not hard to see how our bookmark bar will get crowded. To solve this problem, we can use folders. If we have too many pages inside the folder, we can use subfolders. If we have yet more pages, we need to create more subfolders. At some point in your life, you will find it hard to manage your folders. To give you some idea, since I have ditched using Chrome Bookmark Manager a long time ago, let's look at my Pinterest. Here, I have a few boards. I've stopped using Pinterest since because it's just ridiculously impossible to manage, though its recommendation system is my favorite. For instance, if we look at one of the boards, for a picture like this, I would really like to put it under science fiction, but I can't. If you don't appreciate the seriousness of this issue, I think you are not old enough, or you are too old that you accept everything for granted. Now let me show you an alternative to this. What we can do instead is to think about the content of this image. Think about how would you like to retrieve it. This is a very personal thing. For instance, I would give this photo a few tags: cityscape, dome, Europe, and the image. Now, we need to find this image. We can think back the content of the image. What did it have? Cityscape. And we already see it. If you have many more images, we can of course narrow down the selection. This is an issue that you won't believe the distance people go in order to mediate. For instance, if you look at Vivaldi, which was one of my favorite browsers, which I no longer use anymore, Vivaldi takes tabs to the next level, literally. That is, in my opinion, just a wonderfully stupid idea. They are trying to solve the issue of having too many tabs. Well, let me tell you, you should never ever use tabs like that, okay? Anyway, now let's look at another example concerning file management. This time, let's download this image for offline use. I will put it inside a centralized place. Now, think how we might retrieve a file that we saved before. We can typically do it in either of the 2 ways, through the file name or through some sort of navigation. If you are a Windows expert like me, you know you can sort things by modification date. In which case, we can quickly find the file we just saved. Let's say you want to find something else. This one, it has a very unique name. We can search for it. It's 6QZLZ. Great, now we find it. But what will happen if you don't remember the name? What if you have 3,000 files, like I do? Let's put it over here. Now it's gone. Well, if we look at the file carefully, and think about how you might want to retrieve this file. Think about the content of the file. We shouldn't worry too much about the name. It will say, and let's give this file some tags: night, city, light, and highway. In the future, if we want to find this image, we can just search for those tags, night, city, and we already have narrowed down to a few options. We can look through those options and quickly find the file we need. In our final example, I want to demonstrate something different. Let's talk about Everload. Do you use Everload to take loads and ever had difficulty finding your load? Well, if not, you are not taking enough loads. For instance, I have this many loads from the past, and I'm having a headache trying to make sense of those loads. I can open it one by one, and there really isn't much else I can do. Depending on the platform you use, it might be easy to do a search. And you can find out if you are using Notepad++. But in other cases, it's generally impossible to have a consistent way to manage your loads if you study many different subjects in great detail. Here I present a solution that uses tags to manage ideas. We can put all our ideas inside one or a few container files. For instance, this file is called my everything. This one. And if we want to record something new, we don't need to give it a name or try to find some existing categories to put it. We can simply write it down. Making a video on the difficulty of content management using categories is hard, because I don't really know how I can present this problem vividly. Now I am already shifted to a new system. Think about how you might want to retrieve or in the future present this particular idea. I would give it tags like that, like issue, YouTube, presentation, and a topic to investigate. Again, those tags are very personal, and only I understand what they mean. If you do this consistently, you will end up a single file to contain all ideas for your particular project, like this one. In this file, I have a few thousand ideas. That's it. In the future, if you want to find any particular idea, say what the transportation system as C of n looks like. You can open a custom tool like this one. Enter a few keywords like transportation and idea. Actually, you know what? Let me refresh the page. Okay, now let me enter the keywords transportation and idea. And you can find everything that's related to it. Thanks for watching.